Yo, people, what are you saying? This, God damn, shit. You know what? Just roll with it. How many? That's the 5th time that's happened. God damn. That's an. Leave, man. Shit. Perfect. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for the Chelsea versus West Ham preview. And, man, everything's falling apart. Literally, Chelsea, the set, you know, your illness yesterday that lasted like 15 minutes. my well-being, my emotions after getting dragged on Rance's channel, then Turkish's channel. I mean, everything is just literally falling apart, people. But it works. We roll with it. It's not a problem.
You do know there was no actual intro.
We just roll with it.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? And speaking of roll with it, you know, Chelsea, it's time to roll with the punches, people. We are not picking up points, okay? And, you know, my mental health is starting to take a turn for the worse. That's right. You know, yesterday I was curled up in my bed, you know, for a good 3 hours solid. And I was just sitting there wondering about life, contemplating a lot of things. And really, this is all because of Chelsea. You know, you guys are the ones that are sending me into disarray. I've had to watch back-to-back defeats, something that I haven't seen that in a while. I don't even know how to feel. You saw me get alcohol, and now next thing you know, it's getting a little bit sticky. Do you know what I mean? On other people's channels. Just, I personally need a win, just so I can just walk out there and talk my talk again. But let's get straight into the team news. That's the first bit. Yeah, that's right. There's a new graphic. Welcome. That's right. We're changing things up. You like it? Of course you do. Chelsea, first of all, you know, we got players. They're coming back. The ballers are coming back. We got Hudson-Odoi and Ziyech back in full training 3 days before the game. You know, I can't say whether that's enough to be starting the game, but, you know, I'm no doctor. But for me, that's... Judging what I've seen on the pitch recently, I think they're more than inclined, ready to start, if you know what I mean. So I'm fine with it. I'm not going to complain. But we'll get to my team later on, you know. Apart from that, nothing really else. But I think that's more than enough information, isn't it? I mean, once they're back fit, there's not really anything else to add. West Ham, Haller, he's talking a lot, you know, and he's actually going to be my danger man.
Scary. Shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
That's right. Sebastian Haller. Now, you guys will remember him from Frankfurt, you know, when we were chasing Jovic before we went to Real Madrid. Jovic. Okay. Awkward. So, Frankfurt, you know, in Germany, you remember under Sarri's last season, we were chasing Jovic. You happy with that? Yeah, great stuff. And we were linked with him heavily before he went to Real Madrid, and his partner in crime was Sebastian Haller. And he's doing well, you know, Haller, sorry. He's doing very well. You know, he scored last week against Palace, and that's his 3rd goal in 12 games, so credit to him. But I'm not being sarcastic here. He said after the game that he wants to keep this going. This is not just a once-in-a-blue-moon goal. He wants to go on a run now, and he said he wants to score specifically against Chelsea. So I'm going to put him as a danger man. For the main reason that, one, I know he's a quality striker. There is something there. I know it's been a little bit of an up and down start at West Ham for him, and who knows, maybe he's just not going to fulfill his potential at West Ham and he needs to move at some point. But I feel like there is a player there, especially the way we treat strikers, you know, McGoldrick to etc. Calvert-Lewin, you know, kind of did a number on our defense last weekend, even though he didn't score, but he definitely, you know, they pinned him against Silva. And I think West Ham might go with the same philosophy of trying to pin the tall striker against Silva, leave Zuma free because we know how dominant he is aerially. And I just feel like they will start him. I know Antonio also plays up front for them, but, you know, I think they're just going to go with the guy who just scored. That would make sense to me. Obviously, they drew against Palace 1-1 last weekend. You know, not a great result for them, but picked up more points than we did in the last 2 games. So we're not really ones to trump around and talk smoke, are we? So yeah, you know, that's that. And don't you fucking dare move. All right? Cool. So moving on to the key duels, Mason Mount and Declan Rice. That's right, the 2 best friends that anybody could have. Those two, you know, Declan Rice plays in a pivot. He's the one that sits a bit deeper as the midfielder, sprays his passes around, and Mason's the one that's meant to close down, press, and get get the ball back as well with Kante. So, I expect those two to really go at it. They played together since they were a kid. Yes, we've heard the love story before, England international goals, and yes, we've heard it all, all right? We've seen the sob story. We don't need to go over it, but point is, they're friends. If you didn't know that already, and I think they're gonna try and match each other up. I remember when I used to play football with you in the cage. When friends come up against each other in opposition teams, it's a beef thing. Do you know what I mean? There's a rivalry there. Do you know what I mean? I remember when I scored this half volley from like a good distance out. Man, that was a good day. Do you know what I mean?
You sound like all of those ballers that never made it and that work in Foot Locker now. That I remember that one good season where they had one trial for 2 days before they got caught.
I swear I would have made it at West Ham if it wasn't for the knee injury. Do you know what I mean? Shout out Del Reece. If you know, you know. But seriously, I did have trials for West Ham one time, but that was England were playing Germany. You remember that goal, Frank Lampard, where he hit that? It was that day, and it was hot. I'm not making excuses as to why I didn't play well, but
It sounds like fine making excuses. Oh, we lost because the pitch was too wet.
It was hot. I'm talking. It was that. If you remember that day, England versus Germany, Frank Lampard didn't cross the line. It was hot. I'm just saying, man. Help a brother out. It didn't have to be that day that I played, but hey. So you really are trying my patience. Anyway, so that's the key duel. You know what? I just feel like the whole desk don't rate me today. It's just everything's just. Do you want to take a seat?
It's a metaphor for your season.
Key duels.
On God.
Declan Rice versus Mason Mount. That's what I'm going to go with. And like I said, two friends playing against each other. I expect it to be hectic. Now, let's get into my team. I wish it was this, by the way, if that's in the shot. Maybe we can zoom in. Can we zoom in on that? Can they see that?
I'm a professional. Of course they can.
Of course you can see it. The cameraman wouldn't do you dirty like that. Ah, bless. Good days. You know what I mean? Only one man that we wish. Hazards have to pay homage. That's my lineup, 11 Hazards. If you had 11 Hazards, you'd win the league, as Jose Mourinho would say. Do you know what I mean? That goal against West Ham where he just weaved his way out of everybody. You know what I mean? It was a madness. That was the day. And there's sirens playing in the background. That's it's danger. You know what I mean?
Either you would win every single game of the season, or they would put on £20 and sign for Real Madrid.
You know what? That hurt. You can't be doing that. Don't do that to us.
He needs some milk.
You're a dickhead for that. Anyway, my team.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, that obviously isn't possible, unfortunately, but we get into my team and swiftly. Mendy in goal. And don't make the joke that you always do, but the thing is, Mendy has been making a few mistakes now. Last 3 games. He letting a go at his near post the last game. Little deflection from Reece James. We need him to keep a clean sheet. He needs to bounce back. But let's just be real. We don't have any. Even if he was having a shocker, who's going to come in for him? Petr Cech? Under 23's keeper. I've made that joke already. Let's not do that.
What rehashing?
Reuse, recycle. You know what I mean? Maybe, hopefully, Chelsea get a win and we can have some creativity back in the building again. Back 4, we don't change. I know they've been conceding goals, but I don't care. I'm not going to start bringing in inferiors. Reece James. You could say Aspilicueta if you wanted to, but I'm going to keep it Reece James. Actually, he's been the best out of everyone, so that's not even a thing. And then Chilwell, Silva, Zuma. That's right. Same as usual. Kante ahead. You've been here before. It's like talking to myself here. And then Mount, again, the key duel of Declan Rice. You can't have a duel that I mentioned earlier if the guy wasn't playing. Now, this is where it gets interesting. For me, I play Kovacic. I think Havertz has been, a little bit off lately. I would personally have him on the bench, coming off the bench last 20, 15 minutes, see if you can make an impact, get some confidence back into a game. But Kovacic has been good, very underrated in the fan base. For me, if we're looking to progress the ball, we haven't really been passing very well. Look, let me just bring up some graphs. Boom, boom. That's right, Saj. Great edit for you there. Sorry. I know you don't want to do that, but I have to. I have to bring up this picture, okay? I've got the picture saved. Havertz was deeper than Mason Mount, okay? That's right. I'm starting to do my homework now. We're getting fancy on the channel. Check SofaScore. Average positions. Crazy stuff. The person that I want higher up the pitch out of the two is Havertz. But I saw the average position in the last game was Mount was higher. Now, I know the left channel we're building up, again, lopsided attack and all that. That's kind of what you want, I guess, at the moment with no Ziyech, who's returning now. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't want Havertz to be deeper than Mount. Mount's meant to be the deeper guy, and Havertz is a final third player. So let's get that changed for a start. But like I said, even still, Havertz hasn't been playing well. Simple passes and whatnot have been going astray. So Kovacic comes back into the team, and he's been good. And let's just give Havertz a break. Do you know what I mean? Get him on the bench. And then front three. That's right, I'm bringing Ziyech back in. You know, he's the only winger that's been injured that I can't yet say is injury prone. Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, we can almost guarantee it now. Unfortunately, in the short term, they're going to be injury prone. Get used to it. Ziyech, you're new around here. I'm assuming you got chilly. It's London, new climate, sirens outside, got a little bit shook. We need you back. So you're in the starting 11, and we need those crosses from the right-hand side. On the left, I'm going with Pulisic, and that's right. Timo Werner's also dropped. He's going on the bench, and Giroud starts up front. Why? Well, West Ham low block. We made the mistake of not playing Giroud against Tottenham when we knew they were going to sit back, and we paid the price and didn't score for God knows how many minutes. Giroud scored last weekend, and I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, we're not playing as well. Giroud scoring. Brother is scoring goals, okay? And if there's anyone to blame, it's the others who are, they might be out of position, but they could be better than they are. And Giroud, he's a point to hit, you know, and I think Ziyech coming back, he can cross the ball. Reece James, get that little connection back. He's confident as well. That's key. Pulisic can play off of him. Werner, not so much. He wasn't as good in tight spaces. He's been quite poor, Timo Werner. First touch, you know, passing it astray. And again, another player that could just hit bench, come off the bench for 15, 20 minutes to go, and then see if you can make an impact. But Pulisic has been playing well. I think he is more hazard-like, where he can dribble into Giroud, knock the ball into him and play off. So for me, this is the perfect team. I don't really see if there's any debate in the comments. That's my team, your team.
Business proposition. Talk to me.
New graphic, welcome, enjoy. Let me know in the comments. Piss off. We're not even going to pick that up. You know what? You can sit down as well. Not having anything else drop. Let me know in the comments what you think. Give me your team. We can exchange. You know, hopefully we win the game, and I will see. I sound like George now. You know what? I'm going to start sounding like other YouTubers every week. Surprise, surprise, tomorrow, by the way. It could be something. But I'm going to start imitating other YouTubers for the coming weeks. So that was my little George impression in terms of the voice. I'll see you guys next week in a bit. Hopefully we pick up the 3 points, and hopefully tomorrow's video is a special little something. I can't really give it away too much. In a bit, people. Peace.
You sound nervous. You sound like you're not sure if your team's going to win.
When you lose back-to-back games, you don't start talking.
I heard on a certain level of like, hey guys, we may win, but just in case you don't, here's my review. Come on.